weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, where once again we are looking at absolutely gorgeous weather out there. Very little breeze, if at all. Barometer is holding pretty steady. It's just another nice day to be out and about. The neat thing about this weather over the past several days has been the humidity. Even though we are working into the 80s almost every day, it just doesn't feel as warm today or the last few days like it does in the summer. Obviously, the nighttime temperatures have something to do with it because everything just kind of cools down a little. But the other thing is the humidity level is on average quite low. So as a result, we are getting some very nice feeling weather conditions out there. And once again, very little chance of any precipitation. Few folks did pick up a sprinkle or two yesterday afternoon, but as we said yesterday, it did appear as though northern Michigan, especially the further north you get, the chances of that occurring were going to be around, but ground coverage was very slight, hardly any coverage at all. So I guess isolated sprinkle and light rain, that's about all you saw. We're not going to see that very much, if at all, today. Right now, though, Matthew, what are we looking at temperature-wise?
Currently, over at the airport, it's sunny at 72. Over in Midland, it's sunny at 73. Here at Radio Center, it's sunny at 72. We have variable winds at 2 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.17, and it's steady.
Hot spot in the state right now is Benton Harbor. They are looking at 79. By the time we're all finished up here, we should be looking at least 85, if not 86. We made it up to 83 at the airport yesterday afternoon, and it was later in the day when we finally peaked out. All right, we had an overnight low yesterday of 53, so that was right on target. That's where we should be, 53 at night. The average high for this time of the year is 75. So obviously we're running much above normal on these temperatures, and we're going to continue for the next several days. 86 for a high today, 86 for a high tomorrow. A few more clouds around tomorrow, but we're still going to warm up. 84 on Saturday and 85 degrees on Sunday. And the 80s will continue as we move through a good part of the work week next week. As far as precipitation goes, very little, if any, chance of any precipitation as we roll through more than likely the tail end of the work week next week, when we will have a chance toward the end of the week next week of seeing some precipitation. But that dome of high pressure has been lingering. It shifted from the west, moved a little bit further to the east. It's hovering right over the central part of the continental United States. We aren't all that far away from seeing some cooler temperatures, but it's still that bubble of cooler temperatures is in eastern Canada, and it's just not looking like it's going to come down anytime soon. The Hurricane Francine, as again we told you yesterday, would be a Category 2 when it hit. It did, and right now it is over Mississippi. And it looks at the center of it, and it looks as though it's going to move in and around Memphis, Tennessee tonight, and then begin to really drop off in intensity. So we're not looking for anything other than maybe some high clouds as we finish the day off on Friday and then move into Saturday. That's going to be it. Very little, if any, chance at all of precipitation. If there is going to be any precipitation out of the system, it'll be in the Tennessee Valley and also pushing up into and around the Ohio River Basin, but that's going to be it. And they're not looking for much more than maybe just a shower. Plenty of clouds, but very little as far as moisture goes. Long range take us all the way through the 25th of the month, is for our temperatures to continue to be much above normal for this time of the year. We are going to look at a little evening out of the precipitation. As I indicated, toward the tail end of the work week next week, the chances of precipitation will increase a little bit. So I think the value of our moisture, once we move into and around the 21st through the 25th, is going to be precipitation values a little bit closer to average. Record high in this state is 98, set back in 1931. We keep saying this, the 30s were just warmer than you know what. And I don't know how many, I've got to count how many record highs in the 30s we have in the month of September. The 30s pretty much lead the way when you start talking warmer weather from like April and May all the way through October. The 30s were very warm. Records set, number of records set each month. 98 in 1931, the warmest ever. 12th of September was in 1931. 98 was our high. 68 was our low. Record low in this state set back in 1943 was the freezing mark, 32. That was the coldest ever, 12th of September. 1943, 62 was our high, 32 was our low. And incidentally, that's the first 32 degrees freezing temperature that we experienced on record anyway, as early as this. And that's the 12th of September. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who have we got, Matthew?
Up next, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to them, we want you to remember the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Mark it down on your calendar now. That's coming up next Thursday, a week from today, the 19th, at the Saginaw Valley Research and Extension Center. Fall Field Day will be held. Stewarding vibrant soils by utilizing cover, drones, soil tests, and wheat. It's a field day with expert speakers, a drone presentation of seeding covers, networking, and lunch. A couple of really good featured speakers will be on the docket. The event starts at 9 o'clock, goes until 1 o'clock. The folks at Star of the West invite you to come on out and take a look at this event. It promises to be very educational. Sponsored by Star of the West Milling, the Nature Conservancy, and the Michigan Agriculture Advancement Group. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Risk management is what it's all about, and also getting all the ducks in a row when it comes to putting wheat in this fall. You might want to be talking to the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency and get your policies lined up. Remember, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in Reese, 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. We slide over to the Andersons right now, talk to Melinda Sweeney at the Andersons. Melinda, how's things looking today?
Yeah, we have a WASD report coming out here in just a few minutes. So we had corn up 5 this morning, now trading unchanged, beans up 7 and wheat up 7. Corn's really trading higher in the anticipation of the USDA's report, with futures trading above the 50-day moving average, which we haven't had that in a while. The forecast for the Eastern Corn Belt still remains dry and warm with today's report. estimates seeing corn ending stocks for both 23-24 crop year and 24-25 crop year slightly falling as trade export expects a decline in yield to 182.7 billion bushels from 183.1 in the last month. So that will change our production a little bit. We also have hurricane hitting Louisiana yesterday that brought in heavy rains and flooding into the Gulf, reaching as far north as southern Illinois. So harvest is basically over in southern states, but Kentucky and Tennessee are beginning harvest and are vulnerable to those rains. On the bean front, the beans trading higher this morning brought November contracts back to the $10 mark on the board. As those rains threaten those states in soybean harvest, Mississippi's 32% done with soybean harvest. In today's WASDE report, we're expecting to see a small decline in the 23-24 ending stocks, but an increase in the 24-25 ending stocks in the bean world. Exports are expected to be increase slightly, and world ending stocks are expected to fall slightly. So we'll see what the USDA has in store for us. And then for the wheat front, kind of the same tune with wheat trading higher, with winter wheat planting beginning and very dry conditions in the southwestern plains. La Nina conditions that were anticipated to come this summer are now expected to hit this fall. And there's not much expectation for major changes in the wheat WASDE report today, but likely that ending stocks will be lowered a tick with just a significant increase in export sales in the wheat world. So we're still seeing that Black Sea region, both in Russia and Ukraine, are dry, but Ukraine is forecasted to receive widespread showers this next week. So the estimates for the U.S., or not the U.S., but the Russian wheat crop has been cut a little bit due to a lack of rain. So that's a little bit of good news in the markets. Hopefully the USDA can deliver here in a few minutes for us.
So right now on the board, what have you got?
Yeah, right now we have nearby corn at $3.30, new crop corn at $3.45, May corn at $3.80, July corn at $4, new crop 25 at $3.80. We have new crop soybeans at $9.43, as we are seeing some folks with some early April planted beans get out there and harvest. We've seen a few of those come in this week. And then new crop 25 red wheat at $5.54, and new crop 25 white wheat at $5.94.
It was nice to see that $10 number, wasn't it?
Yeah, $10 futures back on the board is exciting. Hopefully we can see a little more traction here today, but it'll all depend on what the USDA reports in 15 minutes here.
Yep, we'll find out shortly. Hey, you have a great day. Have a nice weekend, okay?
Thanks, you guys as well.
All righty, Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as the markets are concerned. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. You know, they do take their job personally at Steiner Tractor Parts because they understand how your life and job both stop if that tractor stops running. Whatever model you've got, the chances are pretty good they've got the part for you. Well, there's actually two ways that you could find out. You can give them a call. 800-234-3280, or you can do some shopping online at steinertractor.com. Market report also brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. They are your hometown financial solution. Why don't you make it yours? Stop by any of their conveniently located offices today and see how they can help you. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Morning, Doug.
Well, good morning.
Well, it was nice to see some positives once.
Yeah, we got positives in crude oil, up $2 a barrel.
Ouch.
And gold is up $40. So as long as you're offsetting one with the other, you know, your 5 pounds of gold that you're holding, you should be okay.
You know, I had somebody send a message over to me this morning that propane in Texas right now is 64 cents.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I need a truck, and a license. That'd make a good movie, like a Smokey and the Bandit 3.
There you go.
Hauling propane back to Michigan, eastbound and down and all that stuff. Oh my God.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyway, well, the PPI came in just slightly hot today. The 25 bips is probably a lock next week, not a 50 bip rate reduction next week. pretty sure. So Dow came out and trimmed their revenue forecast. That was a little bit negative. They're down about 8.5% year to date. Not the end of the world, still $50 a share, and they pay a good dividend. So, and a lot of people own that stock at next to nothing. So nobody's highly concerned about it. Moderna, that's the vaccine company. They trimmed their revenue forecast, and they're hovering right around a 4-year low, and that kind of cycles around the presidential election thing. Seems like that was all run up and run back down in this last 4 years. So it's interesting. Anyway, they're down about $12 a share today, 66. Their high this year was 170, so kind of getting crushed. Stellantis hit a new low today. That was kind of interesting, because they're kind of heavy into Michigan. Also, Dana and Lear hit new lows today. So I don't know if everything is all copacetti in the U.S. auto industry or not. I don't know. GM is going to buy batteries made on the Chinese technology, but TDK, Japanese company, is going to run the factory. I'm assuming it's possibly in Michigan, but maybe just in the U.S. So that's going on. We'll see what happens. But anyway, yeah, a lot of green today. December corn is 404 3/4, unchanged. March corn 423.5, also unchanged. Let's see. November soybeans 1007 1/4, up 6 3/4. January soybeans 1025.5, up 6.5. December wheat is 585 3/4, up 6.5, and March wheat 604 3/4, also up 6.5. Crude oil 68.48, up $1.88. Heating oil 213.35, up 4.2 cents. Gasoline 193.69, up 4 cents. Natural gas 263.5, up 5.8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3594 Canadian, up 22 ticks. The dollar buys 142.31 yen, that's down 4 ticks. The euro's at 110.39, up 28 ticks. The dollar's at 101.55, down 13 ticks. Gold's at 25.8120, up 38.80 an ounce. Silver's 29.59, up $1.03. Platinum's 972.90, up 16.70 an ounce. And copper's 419.75, up 5.5 cents.
All righty. You have a good one.
Yep, you too.
I will. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Quick break, and then who do we have on tap?
Up next, we have Eric Sawatsky from Yo and Yo. We have Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency. And we also have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
But first, this.
Soil prep for next year begins as soon as the harvest is over. Don't miss out on nutrients you can return to your soil. Applying a Dairy Dew compost blend accelerates the conversion of crop stubble into next year's plant food. That remaining plant material is full of nutrients you want to return to the soil. Dairy Dew blends from Morgan Composting, like K2, Gypsum Plus, and Layer Ash Blend with Gypsum, helps with decomposition, releasing those nutrients for next year's crops while also adding good biology and other missing nutrients to your soil. Like a lot of things right now, supplies are limited, so contact Morgan Composting to place your order for fall and lock in your price now. Crops don't wait. The seasons don't wait. You shouldn't wait. Address soil health now for better yields next year. Not sure which is the best Dairy Dew compost blend for your fields? Contact a soil health expert at Morgan Composting for a consultation and soil testing. Call today or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Do you own farm property or hunting property in eastern Michigan and the Thumb that you're looking to put on the market? Michael Turner with Whitetail Properties is an experienced land specialist that can guide landowners through the successful selling process. With Michael's knowledge of land values in rural markets and access to the most superior tools and technology in the industry, he can get you the best price possible for your property. Visit whitetailproperties.com and search Michael Turner under agents. That's whitetailproperties.com.
Since 1983, they've been taking care of business. They've been serving you. That is their business. Who's they? Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got all the products you need to put some crops in this fall, like wheat, the Dairyland seed, and of course, get you ready to go when it comes springtime. Certified crop agronomist Vic Hupfer is ready to answer any questions you've got. Freeland Bean and Grain. Give them a call. We say good morning to Eric Sawatsky at Yo and Yo. And Eric, let's talk a little bit about imputed interest on loans.
Yeah, Terry, wanted to bring up something that not everyone is aware of, and I see it missed quite a bit. If you're a small business owner and you have any kind of loans between your companies or loans with the shareholder, the owner of the business, whether it's to the business or from the business, the IRS requires that those loans charge a imputed amount of interest. So basically charge an interest rate. And they have a table that they update monthly. Currently, that rate is around 4.3%. That's about the minimum amount that they would allow you to charge on a loan. And a lot of people don't like the rule because you're basically charging interest to yourself if you have a loan from your company to you or vice versa. But they do want you to actually set a rate of interest and charge interest on that loan. And then at year end, those interest amounts, that's income to one side and expense to the other. And there's some 1099 reporting that needs to be done. So that's something that the IRS will jump on in an audit if it's not done. So it's a good thing to keep in mind and look at if you're not doing that.
That sounds like great advice. Eric, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
You too, Terry.
You bet. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. Over to Jerry Samolsky now, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. The plant of the week, Jerry. What is it?
Plant of the week is 7 sunflower, or its botanical is Heptacodium minocoides, and it's a great small tree. Exfoliating bark is beautiful when it stripes off. It leaves a mottled tan bark underneath, and it blooms white right now, and those blooms are going to turn red. The sepals left over will turn a bright red for the next month. So you get 2 or 3 weeks of great flower, and the pollinators love them. Then you get the great red fall color. It's a great plant for this time of year, and not commonly used, so a little bit unusual. So if people want something different, that's the plant for them.
And you've got them at the nursery?
We do, Terry, and we're there 9 to 5 weekdays, 9 to 2 Saturday.
You have a great weekend, Jerry. Take care. We'll talk to you again next week.
Terry, enjoy. It's going to be beautiful weather. Water and enjoy the weather.
Good suggestion. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Over to the Rummel Agency we go. Craig Voorhees joining us right now. And Craig, a lot of folks don't think of this, but we really enjoy those cabs on the tractors and the combines. Cab glass.
Right, Terry. All that equipment, as we keep saying, is going to be moving an awful lot come in the next few days, actually. And just a reminder to folks that most farm policies, if you happen to break one of those expensive windows, the glass is covered, and most farm policies, double check with yours specifically, but most not have a deductible on them. So with this crazy insurance market we've been seeing deductibles go up on just about everything. But on that cab glass, good chance you still have no deductible. So try not to break it, but if you do, check with your agent, and it might be covered if you do have something go wrong.
Good advice. You have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you again soon. All right, Craig?
We're going to try. Thanks, Terry.
You betcha. Thank you. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Matthew, why don't we check and see what's going on in New York right now? We have Teresa with Baird & Company. Good morning.
Good morning, all. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average down a little bit this morning, down 57 points at 4804, 245 million shares traded. NASDAQ is up 29 points at 17,425, 380 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 336.29, up $1.29. Deere 384.30, down 4.29. CMS Energy 69.22, down a penny. Dow 50.10, down 63. DuPont 80.15, up 24. Corteva 55.35, up 19. General Motors 45.78, up $1.11. Trinseo 345, up 6. Walmart 79.21 up 37. Huntington Bank 14.18 down 4. Independent Bank 33.08 up 40. And AT&T at 21.33 down 12.
Teresa, thank you so much. You take care. Have a great day, okay?
You as well.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's VSET, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw. Quality parts and service at very competitive prices for well over 45 years. Buy online at truckspring.com. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton,